Go right there. I agree with Stephen A. on this one.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And you can't tell me that if you wanted those Epstein files open over the previous 4 years, that you couldn't have found a way to get those files open. I'm not saying that there weren't laws put in place that prohibited you from doing so. I'm trying to say there's a workaround. Why? Because this is America. There's always a damn workaround.
I think honest folk, which is probably most of our politicians are not honest people, they should be operating on a reasonable perspective, which means that it don't matter which side it comes from, it don't matter who can benefit politically. We should be advocating for victims to be taken care of and justice for them on both sides. And if there's justice to be had, both parties should come together to make sure that this is possible. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live. Make sure you like my Espanol channel. It's all linked to this main channel. And make sure you also like our show channel, The Yardstick Tatum Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to that channel. Let's get into this. All right, Stephen A. Smith, like always, I think he say profound things, to be honest. And I love that Stephen A. Smith has come across the creek, because at first he wasn't like that. And then he's now coming across. And I think that a lot of other people in his position, doing sports, black folks, they see his courage and they like, I believe the same thing Stephen A. Maybe I should say something. Let's pull him up on the screen and roll it.
Now, I know I made news and everybody was saying I didn't know what I was talking about when I was saying, why didn't the Democrats open the Epstein files? I understood. And I didn't mean to imply that Joe Biden could just snap his fingers and open it. You got to get jurisdiction from the courts to do that. I got that part. I totally get it. What I was saying was, whatever maneuvers you needed to exhaust to get the files open, just like this president and this administration could pull off stuff like that, so could have y'all over the previous 4 years when a different administration was in office. That's all I was saying. Whatever legal maneuvering you had to exercise in order to pull off getting those files open, don't tell me that you could not have done it. I'm just speaking about that as a layman. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you can't tell me that if you wanted those Epstein files open over the previous 4 years, that you couldn't have found a way to get those files open. I'm not saying that there weren't laws put in place that prohibited you from doing so. I'm trying to say there's a workaround. Why? Because this is America. There's always a damn workaround. That's all I meant. Everybody want to get into the minutia. Oh, he said this, he said that. You're wrong, you're misinformed. Stop it. Stop being children. You know exactly what I'm saying. When there's a will, there's a way. And if you can find it, you will. As a president, as a legislator. Period. So somewhere along the way, it appears, particularly as we learn more and more and more, that there was an incentive for various elected officials not to prioritize getting these files opened. Am I making it up now? Is it not making sense? This is what we have to pay attention to.
I agree with him 1,000%. I don't know why people are acting confused about the whole thing. Like, just quit lying about it. You know, and I hate the political climate that we live in, because everybody want to make things politicized. It's like, is it about the victims or is it not about the victims? Is it about political leverage or not? All right, let's be real. Credit card debt isn't an accident. It's a system built to keep hardworking Americans down. The banks win, the creditors win, and families lose. Every call, every late fee, every crazy interest charge, it's all part of the game. But you don't have to be a part of the game. You have to play by their rules anymore. PDS debt has already helped hundreds of thousands of people fight back, cutting debt, stopping the calls, and putting money back where it belongs, in your pocket, not the bank. Whether you're buried under credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills, PDS debt will create a plan built just for you. There's no minimum credit score, no judgment, just real help that gets results. They've got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a track record that proves that they get the job done. And I'll tell you straight, if I needed help getting out of debt, they are exactly the people that I call. PDS Debt understands your specific scenarios and will help provide alternative solutions to become debt-free. It's your money and it's your future. Don't let the system decide for you. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment right now at pdsdebt.com/Tatum. That's pdsdebt.com/Tatum. pdsdebt.com/Tatum. Take back control today. I think honest folk, which is probably most of our politicians are not honest people, they should be operating on a reasonable perspective, which means that it don't matter which side it comes from, it don't matter who can benefit politically. We should be advocating for victims to be taken care of and justice for them on both sides. And if there's justice to be had, both parties should come together to make sure that this is possible. Why? The thing is that the pressure is on under Trump, but not on under Biden. Why is that? The pressure should be on from both sides under both administrations. Why is it not? Why did they decide to release this when the government opened up? They could have released it with the government shutdown. They could have released it before the government shut down. Why did they wait till that time? Because you know it's political. It's not about the victims. It never was about the victims. It's about political leverage. They don't really care about Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is not on the mind of most Americans. But somebody thinks somewhere they can find a political leverage point. Yeah, it's suspicious. Yeah, it's incredible how some of these things transpired with Jeffrey Epstein and the prison system and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it's a bunch of political jargon. I think it's a bunch of political mess. They're gonna release these files, man, and it's probably gonna embarrass a few people, and that's gonna be the end of it. These people that claim that they're victims, some of them are victims, and they need justice. They deserve justice. I mean, he's dead now, so probably went to hell, so that may be a little bit of justice. But some people, they can just expose the people that abuse them, but they don't. Why? Is there money in this? Is there a settlement in this? You would think that if somebody abused you, or like at least your attorney would call their name out. Legal documentation that they abused you. You can sue them civilly, and you can disclose and put their name out. We shall see.
And then as you look and you scour the internet and you see old footages, we've seen old footages of Michelle Obama. We've seen old footages of Barack Obama. We've seen old footages of Bill Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, do you really, really think that Donald Trump is going to sign off on releasing the Epstein files and not have a boatload of stuff that he's going to throw in the Democrats' direction? At some point in time, we got to fall back to what one of my boys, Jeff Brown, in LA said. He said, Trump has become a verb. The name Trump has become a verb. He's trumping the Democrats at every turn, playing them like a fiddle. Now, I don't know whether this is true or not, but I know there are people that believe that. And the reason why you got to have attach substance to it because what else would make sense? You got a 2026 midterm election coming up. You think Donald Trump's going to do something to harm himself and damage or compromise his legacy with what he's trying to get done, whatever that may be? You think he's going to do that? He's not going to do that. If he does it, it's going to be, hey, it's because of them.
All right, I want to go to Scott Jennings real quick. And then maybe we'll save Mondani for tomorrow. Let's go to Scott Jennings real quick. Low IQ Scott, what Scott Jennings said was low IQ to somebody else. And then they try to make it a race thing. You know, the funny thing is, you know, white people can't not be on CNN or in societies with black folks. But they try to create a situation where white people can't really criticize black people the way black people criticize white people. They create an environment like that. So that means that if Scott Jennings was a black dude and he said the exact same thing he said, it'll be very hard pressed for them to say the things to him. But since he's white, they got this worked in victim thing where if he say anything to somebody that they don't like and they can't beat him in an argument, they got to say he's a racist. Roll the clip.
Scott, you keep saying, well, he didn't do anything, there's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
If that's true, it is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness.
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott,
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously. Larry Summers was involved. Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was...
Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened.
I want y'all to understand. Right. Y'all catch that? We're going to play that again for y'all. I want you to catch this real quick. Scott Jennings said, this is an IQ test, don't fail it. The host said, that's right, this is an IQ test. Right? He said it was an IQ test. She said it was an IQ test. Now, how did they get to Scott Jennings being racist? Roll the clip.
This is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott,
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously Larry Summers was involved. Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was
just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test. I feel like I heard that, and so I just want to say something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it racial? Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that.
By the way, we know each other. We're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. Don't make it into so we don't even know each other. But we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with, that I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's documented, connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about it. It's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know.
Absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and we know that he excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life. We also know that after Epstein was convicted, that powerful Democrats continued to stay in touch with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not a story about Trump. It is a story about powerful men. Many of them are in the Democratic Party. We're going to find that out. You can't wash away the politics.
We got to hit pause on this conversation.
Republican versus Democrat.
That's because every Democrat goes on TV and accuses Trump of having done something
any of these files, by the way.
You know how crazy that is, man? Like, I don't know why he make black people look bad. Bro, you really had to jump to the presumption of Donald Trump has been accused of so many things he didn't even do. Like a lot of people laugh and say Donald Trump is the first black president. They're accusing that man of everything with no evidence. Like, the thing is, you got a brother on there saying he has the presumption of innocence that black people like me don't get. No, he doesn't. They're actually presuming that he's guilty, and there's no evidence that he did anything. They're presuming he's guilty because he knew the guy. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago like decades ago, over a decade ago. And he has no involvement with Epstein whatsoever. Ghislaine Maxwell, in her deposition, said that she don't even really know Donald Trump. The young lady that ended up killing herself, unfortunately, in her document, she said Trump had nothing to do with it. One of the victims' lawyer came out and said that Donald Trump was the most cooperative out of anybody he talked to. Dershowitz said, I think his name was Dershowitz.
And just to go to show, I don't agree with all the stuff that A. Smith said, but really, he had the right point about what the Democrats are doing. They are really fucking up. He's jumping on his own party. I'm surprised and shocked, but I'm grateful to see he's actually standing up for Republicans and helping them out instead of kissing the Democrats' ass and blaming Republicans for everything. So yeah. The Democrat Party is folding on itself. So yeah, it's been out of hand. They folded on themselves, and there's a lot more to come about this shit. It's kind of funny as hell, though. It really is. I know. So, enjoy. Good night. Goodbye. Have a nice day.